Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Mike with the Crushing Iron podcast. I'm co host and color commentator along with Coach Robbie. Please check out our podcasts at crushingiron.com. Today, I'm going to give you a breakdown of the Madison transition for Ironman Wisconsin. I know things are changing, and please don't hold me to all this because things could be a lot different because of the rain and the floods. But what you're looking at right now is basically the day before in the practice swim. And this here is the swim exit that goes, there won't be bikes, and you go right through that. But anyway, this is sort of how the swim entrance looks. I'll give you a better shot of that, like how it looks actually on race day. Here's what the scene is on race morning. It's pretty electric there. There you can see the swim start over to the left. And here's what the course looks like. This is the back end, the final part of the course, the red turn buoy out on the right. And there's another turn buoy on the left, and you can see you come in towards the helix. You got about 500 meters left when you make that left turn, 400 or 500, and then that's when you run up, and you'll end up running up this helix. But here's how it looks on race day. Kind of get an idea of what that energy looks like in the swim as you turn that final corner and angle in and sight off the helix. Plenty of kayakers, plenty of support, a beautiful scene on Lake Monona. And this is where you get out of the water and you're running up the helix. I'm pretty sure those gates are open. But you come up this, it's definitely a hill, but as you'll see, I'll show you kind of the energy of the vibe on this run as you're coming up here. Your wetsuit has been stripped by now, and you're running up, and you'll kind of curl around these circular pivots. And this here is a car coming out, but there will be no cars in your way. I promise you that on race morning. This is sort of what it looks like that day. This is the crowds lining the way. These are, I think, the pros. They're Starkowitz, actually. And this is kind of how it looks as you're running up that hill I just showed you. It's a whole different ball game on race morning, as you can see. This is another vantage point from the top of the helix where your bikes are at and transitions at. So you run up this hill or these corners, you come around all three of these, and you get to the top. And that's when you'll, I'll show you in a second here, how it looks when you're coming out of that helix. This is it right here. You're running towards the building where you go inside and make your transition. The people on the left are ready for their bike, and this is what you're running up to. This is the transition area for your bikes. It's on top of all the helix. And as you can see, it's a big, long, expansive way. Now I'm going to take you inside so that when you get out of the water, you're going to run inside this building and down this hallway to where your bags are at. This will be T1 up here on your left. You'll go up this hallway, and I'll show you how that looks on race morning in a second. But you'll turn left into this room, and that's where the bags are. This is the day before the race, and they're putting their bags in here, and they're going to line them up all along the floor, and then this is what it looks like on the morning of the race, actually. So this is how you run in, and people are just coming out of the water here. You can see. You run down what they put as a green carpet. There's plenty of great volunteers ready to help you out all along the way, showing you into this room where your bag is. So make sure you know, have a pretty good beat on what row your bag is because this room will be full of bags, and it's not as complicated as it looks. It's really awesome. When you come over here in the back corner, that's where you run through to go change. You see that gap in the curtain. All right, this is coming out of T1. This is what it looks like. You're going to be running out, and you'll run up the left side where swimmers are coming down in front of the camera here, and there's portalets there for you to get in if you need to as you come out of T1. And you will head up to the corner of the top of the ramp, and then you'll curl around to the left, and that's when you enter transition. And this is kind of how it's going to look when you grab your bike and you're running out to the other side. So there's tons of people up top, there's tons of people helping you, and you run all the way down to the other end of the helix, and that's when you get on your bike and you roll down the other side and curl around this ramp, and there will be no spectators on this part of the helix. So, and then basically you're out to one of your favorite bike rides of all time. This right here is, I just want to kind of give you a look at race morning, how it feels. This on the right-hand side, those are the bleachers for the finish line. You can see it there just barely. And that's the carpet that comes away from the Capitol. And these people are walking down to the swim start right now. There's the transition race morning. All the bikes are set, and people are running around with bags trying to make it happen. There's a Green Bay Packer fan ready to get to work. These are all athletes in transition now. This is fans and athletes down along the, that's right in front of T1 right there. And you can see people are already lining up. This is really early in the morning, probably 6 o'clock. And this is sort of me just following people down to the water. And I apologize, this is a duplicate clip, but I'm going to show you the water here right now, how it looks race morning. If I can get my way up to the, oh, hello. And there's the water the morning of the race. It's just a beautiful scene on Lake Monona. I really hope that the rain holds off and they can really make this thing happen, because it's a beautiful swim, as you can see. And this is, again, walking towards the swim start down the helix. It's very crowded. I suggest you get there early if you want to get in the front. But I guess it doesn't matter if it's self-seated, but you know what I'm saying. This is sort of another look. Pre-race, a lot of people around. I think this is where you drop your morning bag right here on the right. This is kind of last year where this was the rolling start. Now, this was the wave start. Now it's going to be a rolling start. This is another scene from just the crowd and the people getting ready. It's a lot of energy up there in Madison. This was them swimming out to their wave last year through the swim arch. And again, lining up. Their wave was entering the water right here. And hopefully this area, this is where they're going to roll it in, I think, and it's all underwater as of yesterday. This here is more shots of that. And this is just kind of another look at how it'll look when you're running up the helix. I take a little time here and just sort of give you, like I said, this is definitely a hill, and you're going to be running uphill out of the water, which you want to be aware of, but and you also want to kind of keep it under control, because the energy here is really palpable, with people screaming and playing drums and encouraging you on. And you're running uphill and you just got done swimming, so it might be a good time to pull back on the throttle just a hair, because it's going to be hard to do because you're going to be jacked up. But a lot of people, a lot of good times, and a lot of good signs, and the old deal. But there it is. That's Lake Monona race morning. It's a beautiful sight. Let's hope it comes together. Thanks for listening. I hope this helped you out. Again, I'm Mike with the Crushing Iron podcast. Find it on iTunes, and check out crushingiron.com for more information on what we do with podcasts, coaching, and camps. Have a great race.